Good morning, Carmel. I'm Caitlin Drabinski. It's 8:02. A reminder to all students to get your Catholic Charities Christmas family money in as soon as possible. Wrapping for this event will take place from December 5th through the 7th. At their December 2nd game, the boys hockey team is supporting the Super Jake Foundation. Show up in your superhero gear to watch a great hockey game, participate in a 50-50 raffle, a Cape Challenge, and more. Up next is Liam Brown with sports.
Is fun. Whether it's working with incredible people or getting to serve some of the best food in the world, I can say that I have fun. Put on your thinking caps because working for Portillo's is a no-brainer. Portillo's supports you and your passions and is willing to work around you. With flexible scheduling, you can come in after school to get some money.
Back in for sports. We're going to start with the dance team today, who will head over to Mundelein this Sunday for their first competitions. They're going to start at 9 o'clock in the morning. Tickets are $10 and can be purchased online. And the Bulls are looking to get back at the Magic tonight after falling to them by 2 on Wednesday. This game is going to be at the United Center again and is an in-season tournament game, so big implications for the Bulls being 0-1. Tip-off is set for 7 o'clock. And the Bears will head up to the Motor City this weekend to see the Red Hot Lions. The Bears are heavy underdogs as they have a 17-point cover. The Lions are coming off a nice win against Justin Herbert and the Chargers, winning 41-38, going forward on fourth down 5 times and only getting stood up at the goal line. Bears coming off a Thursday night win versus Carolina last week, with Justin Fields coming back, looking to get their record to 4-7. And we're going to talk some college football this week as the weekend gets back underway. Tennessee taking on Georgia in Knoxville. And the number 10 Beavers of Oregon State play host to the college football playoff hopeful number 5 Washington Huskies as Michael Penix hopes to help his Heisman resume. And now over here, we're joined with Deacon Rose and Tommy Steiner. Welcome, boys. So how have the previous games gone for the hockey team?
Recently, we've been in a little drought, but we're hoping to get back on track, waiting for everybody to get healthy and just go from there.
So when is your guys' next games?
So we have a game on Sunday, and then we have a game on Wednesday against Fenwick and Lake Forest, and those are must-win games.
So, Tommy, we know the hockey team had the Hockey Fights Hunger Drive. How did that go?
That went really well. We got a lot of donations. It was great. Lots of help. Lots of people feeling generous. So that was awesome.
So we talked about it a little earlier in the show, but December 2nd, you guys having something special for your Libertyville game?
Yeah, we're doing a big fundraiser for the Super Jake Foundation. It's a foundation that helps fight rare forms of childhood cancer. It's a really great cause, so we'd like everyone to try and make it if you can.
All right, thanks, guys. Deacon Rose, Tommy Steiner, CDN will be right back.
Seoul is the capital city of Korea. It has a population of about 10 million people. It means 20% of the Korean population is living in Seoul right now. Let me introduce something about Seoul. First of all, there is a Han River. As you can see from the map, Han River is a river that flows in the middle of Seoul. And it has been a very important river since ancient time in Korea. There are so many things to do at Han River, such as river activities, park, fireworks, and so on. When I go to Han River, there are many people, food trucks, busking, and some different things. So I sometimes spend my time on picnic with my friend and family in Han River. Or I did activities such as cruise ship and water leisure when I was young. Seoul has developed around this river due to agriculture, trade, and so on. And it is still one of the most important and famous parts in Seoul. The second place is Lotte Tower. It is the 4th tallest tower in the world, which has 123 floors, and it has many things to enjoy, such as department store, aquariums, residential facilities, and observatory. Especially, I have been there multiple times. The view from the observatory at night was really fantastic. Third is Gyeongbokgung Palace. It was built in 1895 as a castle where the King of Korea lived. And it is one of the core of Korean culture, which is still preserved. There are many tourists here now, such as foreigners, and it is especially beautiful at night with a colorful light. I used to take pictures here wearing Korean traditional clothes, which is called hanbok. Lastly, Gangnam. The meaning of gang is river in Korean, and nam means south, so it means south of the river. This is one of the busiest places in Korea, and there are so many things to do, eat, and see sometimes. When I have some time, I used to go there and hang out with my friends. Seoul is a beautiful place. If you have a chance to visit in someday, I really recommend you to visit. Thank you.
And welcome to this week's edition of my New Year's Six predictions plus my playoff predictions on who will win the national championship. For the Orange Bowl, I have the ACC runner-ups Louisville, who will finish with a record of 11-2, taking on the second best team in the Big Ten, the Ohio State Buckeyes, who will finish with a record of 11-1. For Cotton Bowl, I have the Big 12 champions Texas, record of 12-1, taking on the third best team in the SEC, the Missouri Tigers, with a record of 10-2. For the Peach Bowl, I have the SEC runner-ups Alabama with a record of 11-2, taking on the Pac-12 runner-ups Washington with a record of 11-2 as well. For the Fiesta Bowl, I have the best Group of 5 team, the American Athletic Conference champion, the Tulane Green Wave, taking on the third best team in the Big Ten, the Penn State Nittany Lions, with a record of 10-2. Then for the playoffs, I have the 1 seed Georgia, SEC champions, taking on the 4 seed Pac-12 champion Oregon Ducks. Then in the Sugar Bowl, I have the Big Ten champions, the 2 seed Michigan Wolverines, and then I have the 3 seed ACC champions Florida State Seminoles. I then have number 4 Oregon Ducks beating number 1 Georgia, as well as the number 2 Michigan Wolverines beating number 3 Florida State. I then have Michigan beating Oregon in the national champions and in the national championship and being the 2024 college football national champions. Thank you so much for tuning in, Carmel. I will see you all later.
Welcome back to CDN News Today, and today we're back with Carmel Today. Me and Father Christian kind of talking about some things that have gone on in the world and their implications with faith and culture. Wednesday, Xi Jinping and President Biden met in San Francisco. The Washington Post quoted President Biden saying that we should pick up the phone and call one another, and we'll take the call. That's important progress, meaning between the two presidents. And indeed, it's important progress. They also talked about illegal fentanyl and trying to curb that. So, I mean, that's a huge thing, and it kind of ties in with what we talked about yesterday in advisory.
And that's timely, Mr. Franklin. I think as President Biden mentioned, he thought that the dialogue was really successful in many ways, and 2 things that they both really agree on passionately is combating fentanyl. And in China, they mentioned identifying places that make the ingredients that ends up in fentanyl or comprising the fentanyl itself, and really making sure we combat the distribution of fentanyl. And they both agreed passionately about renewable energy, making sure we promote and cultivate a culture that embraces renewable energy.
Sure. That wasn't the only big meeting, though, this week. The Catholic News Agency reported on Monday, I believe, that the Archbishop of Beijing went to Hong Kong and met with the Cardinal in Hong Kong, which is a big deal. Could you maybe shed some light on what this means?
This is fascinating and so exciting. As you can see, folks watching, to your right is Archbishop Joseph Li. He is the Archbishop of the Archdiocese of Beijing in China and the President of the Chinese Catholic Patriotic Association. And to our left would be Cardinal Stephen Chow. Cardinal Chow is a Jesuit, just like Pope Francis, so a shout out to the Jesuits, AMDG. Cardinal Chow is the bishop, I should say, of the Diocese of Hong Kong. And it's been over 70 years since the Archbishop of Beijing has visited Hong Kong. So this is incredible, great witness to unity and community and dialogue. And also back in April, Cardinal Chow was able to visit Beijing.
Oh, yeah, right.
Back in April. And so now it's reciprocal. But it's been a long time, as I mentioned, since a bishop from Beijing has come to Hong Kong. So this is so cool. And both said they want to continue to be a bridge to each other and to the Vatican, and to really emphasize the importance of unity.
Yeah, and I believe when I looked it up, there were like 6 million Catholics in China, which is, we don't really think about that as a number. Yeah,
Sure.
But I mean, in terms of the sheer number of Chinese people, it's very small, but it's still a sizable amount of people.
Absolutely.
And the Pope, and you talked about the bridge, and the Pope even says that Hong Kong is kind of like the bridge to China in terms of the faith.
Yeah, and I think on behalf of Cardinal Chow, if I may, I think Cardinal Chow would be the first to say it's also reciprocal there too, not just us from Hong Kong being a bridge to China, but also vice versa. China being a bridge into Hong Kong. I think Cardinal Chow actually has on his coat of arms the Sing Ma Bridge, which is in Hong Kong, but it connects two different islands. And
cool.
For Cardinal Chow, unity is really an important aspect of his ministry as bishop.
Well, this has been a fascinating development between the two meetings. Great for the world.
Yes.
And for peace, I think.
Absolutely.
Thanks for watching CDN News. We will be back on Monday. Have a good day.